Chestnut stood 17 hands and weighed a prodigious 1,250 pounds. His short neck sat on strong, deep shoulders, and his loin and hind quarters were amongst the most powerful ever seen on a thoroughbred. His sire, Night Raid, a reasonably well-bred bay imported from England, performed poorly on the racetrack and with mixed success at stud. Phar Lap was foaled in New Zealand in October 1926 out of the mare Entreaty, who had broken down after just one run. Randwick trainer Harry Telford was particularly attracted by the colt's inbreeding to Carbine sire Muscat and convinced American businessman Dave Davis to purchase the yearling for 160 guineas at the Trentham sales. Davis was so taken back by the horse's appearance on arrival in Sydney, he refused to have anything to do with him.
He said to Telford, he said, "Harry, I wouldn't pay you to train him." And Harry said, "Gee, Dave," he said, "I haven't got a quid in the world." He said, "I haven't got 160 guineas and it was fair over," he said. And Davey said, "I don't care what you do with him." He said, "I won't pay you to train him." And Telford said, "Right." He said, "I'll lease him off you for 3 years." And Davey said, "That's all right, Harry." He said, "You can have him for 3 years." And old Harry thought for a little while. He said, "With a purchase of 500 on him, Davey?" "Oh, no, Harry," he said, "worth 500 to you, he'd be worth 5,000 to me."
The name Phar Lap in the original Siamese means bolt of lightning. He was incredibly lazy as a 2-year-old, being unplaced in his first 4 runs. It wasn't until his 3-year-old campaign that Phar Lap justified Telford's faith by winning the Rosehill Guineas and AJC Derby in a canter, followed by victories in the Craven Plate and the Victoria Derby, in which he started at 9-2 on. The public at large were absolutely convinced their new hero was invincible, and Phar Lap at even money became the shortest price favourite in the history of the Melbourne Cup. Ridden a poorly judged race by Bobby Lewis, Phar Lap fought fiercely for his head from the outset and forged to the front 6 furlongs from home. Into the straight he was a spent force, and the 6-1 chance Night March drew level in the final furlong and careered away with a 3 lengths lead. The New Zealander Paquito finished on for second, with Phar Lap a length away in 3rd place. Turned out for a spell, he returned better than ever. For the Red Terror, 1930 was to be an astonishing year. He finished 3rd at his first run back from a spell, but was to win all but one of his next 24 starts. Phar Lap was a phenomenon, with an enormous stride, a high action in front, and propelled by powerful hindquarters into a gallop that no other horse could match. As the Caulfield and Melbourne Cup approached, Davis convinced Telford to scratch Phar Lap from the Caulfield Cup and plunge on the Amonis Phar Lap Cup double. The huge payout faced by unscrupulous bookmakers after Amonis won led to Telford almost losing his champion to would-be assassin.
Mr. Telford got letters that they were going to shoot him and rang him up if they didn't scratch him or do something about it. They'd shoot him on the spot.
Under tight security, Phar Lap, the 11-8 on favourite, made a one-act affair of the Melbourne Cup. Taking the lead on the turn, he straightened up for the easiest of victories. Under a tight hold from jockey Jim Pike, Phar Lap effortlessly cleared away from the field to go on and win by 3 lengths. Davis, not known for his generosity, elected to sell a half share of the horse to Telford at the expiry of the lease, and Phar Lap carried his new partnership colours in what was to be his final year.
He's a great horse. In fact, he's the best horse Australia's ever seen, and I doubt if ever they'll see his equal. There's only one chance they've got of beating him, if they can breed him with wings on and get Kingsford Smith to ride him, and then I doubt whether they'll beat him then.
Other owners and trainers had now given up chasing the champion, and few others challenged him, especially at weight for age. After a series of 8 wins, the Red Terror was allotted the crushing weight of 10-10 in the 1931 Melbourne Cup. Speculation mounted as to whether Davis and Telford would run him, as the horse had shown signs of training off. However, both assented to the VRC request, and Phar Lap took his place as 3-1 favourite. Jockey Jim Pike was well aware of Phar Lap's condition. Although in 5th place on the home turn, Pike realised the horse was beaten and refused to knock him about. He eased Phar Lap down to finish a distant 8th as the lightly weighted White Nose went on to beat the ever-unlucky Shadow King. This was the last time Australian racegoers saw Phar Lap, a horse that had won 36 races for total winnings of £56,425, a fortune in the Depression era. Davis, tired of the huge weights the horse had to carry in Australia, had accepted an offer to take Phar Lap to North America to run in the world's richest race, the Agua Caliente Handicap in Tijuana, Mexico. Telford, refusing to make the trip, assigned the horse's strapper Tommy Woodcock as official trainer and to be accompanied by jockey Billy Elliott, apprentice rider Jock Martin and veterinarian William Nielsen. Tommy Woodcock had forged a strong bond with the horse he affectionately called Bobby Boy. And so Phar Lap, a household word to Australians, embarked on the difficult voyage. On race day, Woodcock told Davis that Phar Lap was a certainty, and the Wonder Horse, as dubbed by the American press, firm from 4-1 to 6-4 favourite. Few people knew Phar Lap had undergone foot surgery only 10 days earlier and was now running in a special bar shoe because of that injury.
They're off! It's a thrill to see the great 6-year-old ease down that track. Like a wonderful machine, Reveille Boy makes a gallant challenge at the home stretch. For a moment, they're neck and neck, but Reveille Boy can't take it. Phar Lap was only loafing.
16 days after winning the Agua Caliente Handicap, Phar Lap was dead. He'd become ill in the early hours of the morning and had died of colic soon after. The cause of his death is still a mystery.
He died a dreadful death, he did. He was squealing and whinnying. It was a shocking thing, and he just had a bad hemorrhage and just dropped over dead.
The story of the big red horse and his shy, unassuming strapper has passed into Australian folklore.